So, my name is Kasturi Dutta, and I'm the faculty at Annex College of Management Studies, Kolkata. Today, I want to deliver my presentation on organizational development. And my special thanks to the Eudoxia team members for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present my ideas in this international conference. So it covers what is organizational development, evolution of organizational development, challenges and opportunities, addressing modern challenges, industry contribution, and conclusion. So today we have seen there are a lot of organizations in today's world which is on the verge of facing competition from different sectors, and they want to maintain superior quality of their goods and services because of the increasing role of technology and also because of the expectation of the customers. So these challenges compel them to improve the standard of the organization and people through some planned systems. So what we mean by organizational development, actually it is a system, it's a process, or it is a mechanism for improving and understanding the organization and people by means of challenges, enhancing individual development through organizational performance by means of the performance of the organizational members, problem solving, and renewal of certain processes with more effective and collaborative management to meet the challenges and changing needs of the organization. In other words, we can say it is the long range of efforts to improve the organizational problem solving capabilities and also to cope up with the changes in the environment. So how did it evolve? We have seen across the years, organizational development, it went through great transformation because there were different industries and they focused in improving organizational effectiveness through human relation. So organizational development evolved to address the challenges of this modern organization. It can be categorized into three divisions. One was human relation movement, another one was organizational development, and another third, lastly, it was behavioral science approach. The human relation movement, it aimed at focusing on workers' productivity and satisfaction. In any organization, the productivity of the worker is very important, and that was the primary aim of Frederick Winslow Taylor, who is popularly known as the father of scientific management, where he gave some tests to the workers to assess their productivity and found that if the productive nature of the workers depends upon their capability with a short period of time, how much output is able to generate. So that leads to the satisfaction of the workers if able to achieve his target. Organizational development emerged as a distinct field with lot of interventions, team building and survey feedback during the period of 1950 to 60s. And then lastly was the scientific approach, which generated from the study of psychology, sociology, and anthropology. Now we all know that people are the most valuable resources in the organization because an organization cannot simply thrive, it cannot simply survive without the people because they are considered as the resources or they are the asset of the organization. So any people who are the key to the survival of the organization is very important because it is the people who are working well in the organization and they are putting a lot of efforts by means of strategies. Their top priority is the betterment of the organization by means of which they are generating their services. So the challenges and the opportunities of organizational development includes these factors: resistance to change, responding to globalization, managing workforce diversity, improving quality and productivity, empowering people, coping with temporariness, stimulating innovation and change, improving ethical behavior, and information technology. So let us give a glance to each of these individual factors. Resistance to change was one of the greatest factors and significant challenge because the employees in any organization, they were not prepared to accept any sort of changes in the organization. So this resistance proved a sort of hindrance. Why? Because certain employees and managers over the time period, they were hesitant and unwilling to accept any sort of process. So they develop certain fear within themselves. That is the fear of losing their job or certain disruption, or they lack certain responsibilities also. Then came globalization and technological advancement, which led to further diverse workforce because there were certain practitioners who wanted to develop the organization in a proper way to address cultural and linguistic differences. The organizations must know how to retain the talent because there are several employees who possess the talent. So globalization demanded what? Collaboration collaboration across the time zone, languages, and the leaders were equipped with the global teams to navigate the cultural differences. So the purpose of organizational development was improving the quality and productivity. Then what do we mean by managing workforce diversity? It means giving value to the skills and needs of the employees who are working in the organization. Diversity can enhance innovation and creativity, and also it can lead to foster inclusivity, improving team dynamics, and create certain problem-solving approaches. Now, these organizational development interventions, there were certain strategies which aimed at team building, collaboration, unity amongst the employees, working together, coordination of effort, and diverse group of people working together in today's modern organizational setup. So the another factor which crept up was empowering people, which involved creating an environment where the individuals will have freedom to take decision. They will have abundant resources to take ownership of their work and contribute to the success of the organization. Empowering employees without guidelines can lead to some sort of distortions. So that is why the organization should be properly empowered. That means the employees should be getting the proper opportunity by means of providing support. And also they should take part in leadership development, decision making, so that it brings a sense of responsibility amongst the employees for organizational performance. Temporariness, we all know that nothing is, everything is like, nothing is fixed, everything is temporary. So with the passage of time, the certain things were constantly changing, and organizational development professional, they wanted to understand that dynamic landscape to ensure the effectiveness of the organization. So the rapid pace of change included certain technological shifts and economic fluctuation, which led to the instability, because sometimes it was difficult to implement those long-term strategies. So the opportunities were equipping employees with leadership for handling some short-term projects. Stimulating innovation and change means bringing something creative in the organization so that the organization can develop in a larger space. So employees, they had certain risks because certain innovative ideas may develop, but the risk, who is prepared to take the risk? So they can create an organizational culture with some sort of experimentation by means of communication channels and reward system of new ideas. We all know that ethics is a very important part of any organization. We need to follow the code of ethics and certain principles which can arise during changing initiative. Organizational development brought certain ethical standard and rules and created a transparent communication in the process of running the organization. The last factor was, the concluding factors were information technology, because technology has developed to a great extent, and so organizations can improve their technological development by using powerful tools, by enhancing collaboration through data-driven decision, and also automating routine tasks so that the employees can focus on high-value activities. So managers in today's market, they should update and they should know the key principles and function of the organization, because they are the persons who are most valued. They need to understand the effectiveness of the organization by means of providing their service in a better way. Now, what were the different factors which led to the transformation? There were a lot of challenges, because in the manufacturing industry, we saw that during the Industrial Revolution, there were certain organizations which depended, on the hierarchical structure, because their purpose was to focus on efficiency and standardization. With the passage of time, they began emphasizing on continuous improvement and employee involvement because of problem solving and cross-functional teamwork. So the emphasis was on manufacturing and sustainable process. Then came the health sector, because the patient-centered care became more prominent. Today, we know that healthcare industry plays a great role, because the focus is to improve the patient outcomes through technology. By means of technological development, it is creating a source of empathy and fostering communication with the passage of time, and also bringing some sort of regulatory changes in the organization. So we can see in this particular slide that the doctors are examining patient by means of performing surgeries and providing compassionate care, which is an important factor of healthcare industry. Now, the other factors were technological development, as I already highlighted, because the focus on was some organizational development practices, and the technological industry, they developed a lot, and they focused on continuous learning, diversity, and inclusion, thereby promoting rapid growth with the passage of time. So finance and banking was also another factor, and we have seen In the financial great extent, because there were certain organizational development practices with digital transformation, and they led to improving the employment. I mean, the employees were working in the organization, that led to employee engagement in a highly regulation environment. So the financial products mainly deals with cash. In the retail industry also, we have seen that with the rise of e-commerce and globalization, and that led to a lot of integration of data analytics and digital transformation through decision making. So there were also some other sectors where the non-profit became more structured, and these organizational development strategies, they began to focus on leadership development and performance management to emphasize the innovation and certain practices to respond to societal changes. In the education sector also, it played a great role, focusing the the introduction of technology into the classroom, improving the student outcome through the data-driven decisions. So there were other challenges also, which led to industry dynamics, remote work, digital transformation, and organizational culture. And these principles were applicable across the globe because these were based on certain factors which mainly related to some competitive pressure from the different industries. So to conclude, I can say that organizational development is a critical tool across different industries which can effectively utilize and also promote employee engagement in the organization to foster a spirit of cultural innovation. So it was the greatest tool in the different organization which can be adopted. And I think leadership communication and employee development should also remain, regardless of the industry, at the core of organizational development efforts. Thank you.